Too long since we've talked to Andrew Bogut, but we're going to do so regularly all the way through 2023. So let's squeeze one more in this year. He is, of course, the host of the Rogue Bogues podcast. Great man. Let's not talk about the election, but how are you, mate?
Yeah, doing well. Yourself?
Yeah, really good. So you're the guy to talk to about woke sport and so much more. How do you feel about, we just saw before the start of each cricket series, and we're going to get South Africa a little bit later, the start of the Windies one, taking a knee. They're doing so for Black Lives Matter. But of course, Black Lives Matter is a whole lot more, and we know a whole lot more about it. And I don't know why any Australian cricket player wants to take a knee against the nuclear family, but they do so, and they seemingly will continue to do so. What do you think of it?
Well, exactly that. I'd hope that they've all read what's come out of the US the last 6 to 12 months regarding BLM. I think initially it had the right things in mind with everything going on over there, but you know, it's been pretty well exposed that not only are they doing the things you spoke about, it's not just strictly about race, it's about the breaking up the nuclear family, and it's pivoted towards other causes to do with, I believe, even funded some drag queen type projects. And if that's your thing, cool. But I hope they know all that and also know that the founders of it, I believe, have purchased $1 million homes up there in the hills of Los Angeles with the funds. So you go back to the cities where this money was supposed to go. For the people that have donated, they've actually gone back there. I think Candace Owens, was it, did a documentary about it. Not $1 has been spent in those counties, towns, cities that were greatly affected. So I just hope they're not doing it because everyone else is. And I'll tell you right now, Paul, I think there would be players on that team that don't want to do it, that are very, very pressured to do it, and they don't want to be that odd man out and then get questioned by media. And that in itself is not right.
So isn't it also, strangely, a little bit like, you know, Colin Kaepernick, all the rest of it, right? The first one, or one of the first to take the knee against the national anthem, essentially saying, I don't want to be forced to sing the national anthem. We're now going to get a reverse scenario where I don't want to be forced to do the BLM thing, but I know if I don't, I'm going to lose all the sponsors, Twitter piles in on me, all the rest of it here, which essentially means you're not changing anything, you're just moving being forced to do one thing and replaced with forcing to do another.
Well, it's exactly the same issue, right?
Yeah.
So I think there was a cricketer in the Big Bash League, wasn't there? A few cricketers last season or the season before that refused to do it or that didn't do it, and they obviously stuck out like, you know what, because everyone else was doing it. And I remember they got bombarded by the media and just got, you know, questions. Are you for racism? Are you for this? And that you just said no. I just don't want to kneel. Simple as that. So
yeah.
And it's cultish. It's cultish. It's you know, I was one that always, when I represented Australia, especially abroad, I'd sing my national anthem, no matter how frustrated I was at times. Look, I grew up being called a wog, right? So, but I still am very thankful, and my family's very thankful for what Australia's given me. I'm not going to let a small percentage of people who use that slur dictate that Australia's bad as a whole. And I always was proud to sing my national anthem. So I think you got to separate the two, and especially when you're abroad and representing your national team.